I've turned my entire house into an alcohol distillery and I don't have a license, so hopefully the cops don't show up. Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome back to another Chef RPG video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the alcohol brewing system in Chef RPG, which is probably one of the most complex systems I've ever had to learn. But I'm going to break it all down for you guys, so it's going to be really simple, really easy to understand, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. Now, in order to get started with brewing, you'll need to be in Act 2. But once you're in Act 2 and you've completed the quest Theo's Stolen Goods or something like that, you also need to have the brewing skill unlocked. Now, all your brewing machines can be found in this store right here, Bits and Pieces. Once you have all the requirements, all you gotta do is talk to Bianica over here, and it should give you the option to craft. Now, these are all of the machines that you can make for the alcohol brewing. On the next page, we have the tea dispenser and the coffee dispenser and the flour mill. We're not gonna go over these machines in this video, that'll be for another video. Now, all you need to make machines is some pocket change and some materials. The hardest material that you'll have trouble finding is copper ore. I don't know why copper is so scarce in this game. Plant roots are super easy to get. You can find them all over the map, or you can just dig up some of your crops and you can get some plant roots. Now, the alcohol brewing system has 3 phases. Alright, you have phase 1, which is these 2 machines right here, the boiler and the fruit press. And then you have phase 2, which is the fermentation tank. I have 2 of them right here. And then you have phase 3, which is the distiller and the aging barrel. Now, depending on what type of alcohol you want to make, you may need a different type of machine. So, boiling vats, they're pretty good for grains, rice, that make whiskey, vodka, beer. And then you have the fruit press over here, which is good for apples and grapes, which makes ciders and wines. Everything that you make in phase 1 will go into phase 2, which is the fermentation tank, and then you can decide what to do with that. You can either put it in the distiller or the aging barrel. Now, it may take a day or 2 for phase 1 to be complete. Once it's complete, it'll have a green question mark right here. Now, if you've already made something, it won't have a question mark. It'll look like this. It'll have just the image of whatever it is that you made. Now, I have noticed that the boiler takes about 2 days and the fruit press takes about 1 day. Usually things I make with the fruit press, they come out quicker than the boiler. But let's go ahead and collect this right here. We have waste material. I was doing a little bit of experimentation, so if you try to make something and it doesn't turn out to anything, you'll get waste material, obviously. Let's go ahead and see what we have in our distiller. We have some rum in our distiller. Now, here is a little cheat sheet that I found off the developer's devlog. However, I think some things have changed since this was posted, because I made a few things that were different and not on the cheat sheet. So I don't know how old this is, but I think this is a great starting point because a lot of things that I did make were on this cheat sheet. So go ahead and screenshot this if you want. But yeah, let's go ahead and make some stuff. We'll go ahead and go to our boiler and we will put some wheat in the boiler. Now, this kind of gives you a few options right here. All right, we got all of our wheat in the boiler. Go ahead and boil all the ingredients. Press this little play button right here. Boo shakalaka. Alright, so let's go ahead and use this fruit press machine. We will go ahead and we will insert some apples into the fruit press. And let's go ahead and make this into a juice. We'll hit the juice button right here. Go ahead and move on to the next day. As you can see right here, our fruit press is complete and we have some apple juice, and our boiler is, is still taking some time. It's going to take another day for the boiler. Let's go ahead and put some grapes in the fruit press machine since, the fruit press machine is free now for us to use. Now, there's another option on the fruit press machine that says mash, as you can see right there. Mash and juice are used for different things depending on what you're trying to make. If I extract it, I'll get fruit juice. If I mash it, well, I'll get mashed fruit. Let's go ahead and mash it this time. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next day. Alright, so it's the next day. We have some wort and we have some crushed grapes. Let's go ahead and add some more stuff to the machines. Let's go ahead and add some sorghum. And I think we will do the boil option. Let's go ahead and boil these. Alright, we're going to add some more grapes to the fruit press, and this time we're going to hit the juice option. Last time we did the mash option. So let's go ahead and extract the juice without the skin. Alright, here we go. We're gonna juice it up, baby. Alright, so now we're moving on to phase 2. As you can see, we have crushed grapes, we have wort, and we also have apple juice that we can kind of play with. Let's go ahead and add the crushed grapes to the fermentation tank. Alright, we have another fermentation tank that just magically appeared, and let's go ahead and add some apple juice to it. Alright, let's move on to the next day. Alright, we're back. It's the next day. As you can see, fruit press machine is done, and our other machines, well, they still have some time left. Let's go ahead and get our juice out of the fruit press. We have some grape juice. Pretty sweet. Alright, moving on to the next day. Alright, we're back. We got some sorghum mix. Go ahead and put some more stuff in the boiling machine. Let's put some sugar cane in it this time. We'll go ahead and boil that. Alright, let's move on to phase 2. We got the fermented apple juice. Let's go ahead and put the fermented apple juice into the aging barrel for phase 3. Go ahead and add our sorghum mix into the phase 2 tank. Alright, let's move on to the next day. Alright, it's the next day. Let's go ahead and get our crushed grapes from the fermentation tank. And then we'll put some, let's put some grape juice in it. Yeah, there we go. Alright, it's the next day. Let's go ahead and check this barrel, and we got some cider. So yeah, we started from an apple, and now we got the cider. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next day. Oh, we got our grape juice that's done. The sorghum's done. And over here, we have the molasses. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds cool. Let's go ahead and put the molasses in phase 2. And we'll go ahead and put the wort in phase 2. Let's go ahead and go back to our distiller over here. We'll put the sorghum in there. Let's go ahead and put the crushed grapes in the aging barrel. Alright, as you can see, the machines are still working, though they are almost done. We're going to check back here in a couple hours, and they should be done. In the meantime, let's go ahead and water some crops. Now, is farming worth it if you're doing the whole brewing thing? Personally, it kind of depends on what you're making and if they're regrow crops, right? So I think trees are worth it, apple trees if they're not in season, but what's especially worth it, grapes, right? Because you use a lot of grapes in the fruit press, as we've seen earlier, and grapes are regrow crops. Anything else, probably not. Like wheat's not a regrow crop, and wheat's very easy to buy and very cheap, so I wouldn't really, bother with that. But in my opinion, grapes, totally. Get a couple grapevines. Alright, it's been a couple hours. Let's go ahead and check this. And we got some rum wash, and we got some beer. So that is something that is actually different. In the cheat sheet, it said that beer was made in the distiller. But as we just saw, we made that in phase 2 in the fermentation tank. So yeah, something to kind of keep in mind. So that must have been changed in like a patch or an update or something. Alright, it's the next day, and we got some baijiu from the distiller. We also have some red wine from the aging barrel. So the baijiu actually was not on the cheat sheet, so that must have been something new. And obviously, we got the red wine from the grapes and the crushed grapes. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. That's just, how brewing works in kind of a nutshell with some examples. I do have other, things that I could brew, but I don't have enough time to really do all that in this video. I just want to give you guys enough examples to kind of show you how it works. I do recommend referencing that sheet. I think that sheet will definitely help you get started, more or less, even though I believe some things have been updated since then. It's definitely still a great starting point. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, and I will see you in the next video.